Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today's matchup is brought to you by the letter B, or as my toddler would say adorably, but, as the Viper, playing as the Burmese in yellow, prepares to take on Hera, playing as the Bengalis in blue. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, let's take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Burmese are a civilization that focuses on its mounted units. Their battle elephants come with extra armor, can be upgraded to be even more armored. Their cavalry can be upgraded to get a powerful attack boost against archers. And their unique unit, the Arambai, is a ranged cavalry unit that throws darts at its opponents with absolute horrible dog shit accuracy. But even darts that miss, well, they do 100% damage to units that they land on, compared to the usual 50% damage that archer units do when they land on the wrong unit. Now, to support and protect their mounted units, especially their slow, waddly elephants on the field of battle, the Burmese actually have a few nifty options to start with. If they go the infantry route, their infantry line is not only pristine, but all of their infantry units come with a progressive attack bonus starting in the Feudal Age, all the way up to a free +3 in Imperial. Now, if you want to choose to go the route of the game's only spellcaster, the monk, you know that all monastery technologies are 50% cheaper. And to help you pay for these, to gather relics, take a look at this. The Burmese, well, they start the game knowing exactly where all of the relics are out on the map right from the very beginning. Now, in order to build the infrastructure that you need in order to start pumping out huge amounts of units, all lumber camp technologies for the Burmese come free of charge. Now let's take a look at the other letter B, the Bengalis, that we'll be watching today. An elephant civilization through and through. All of their elephant units take less bonus damage, are more resistant to conversion, and can be upgraded to attack 20% faster. In addition to that, all Bengali melee cavalry, which by the way includes their battle elephants, do come with a small +2 attack bonus against skirmishers, which makes Feudal Age defense a little bit easier. Now, in order to support these slow units on the battlefield, Bengali monks themselves also come with a nifty feature. In this case, they come with +3/+3 armor, which makes them a little harder to take down. And their unique unit, the Ratha, is one of the most versatile units in the game, but also one of the most hated units in the game, being a chariot unit that can switch between ranged attacks and melee attacks with trample damage. Now, in order to support the Bengali army, as big as settlement. Build as big as settlement. That is a tongue twister for me for some reason, as possible. Every time the Bengali, pardon me, I apologize. This happens to me sometimes. I get so tunnel visioned into the animals. No, you didn't hear dead silence for nothing. Yours truly just tunnel visioned into that boar being killed. In any event, to support their army grow as big a settlement in economy as possible. Two nifty features to start with. Every single town center for the Bengalis does spawn 2 villagers for free, gratis, whenever you reach the next age. I'm going to do my darndest once Hera clicks up to the Feudal Age to keep an eye on this TC and see where his 2 free villagers go once he reaches Feudal. And if that's not enough villagers for you, you can actually put your entire villager population and their monk friends on an absolute strict diet so that they take up 10% less population space. The way that works is you research the Mahayana technology, and each villager, each monk, they take up 0.9 population room instead of the usual 1. And then you can use the extra space for more military, more villagers, economy, whatever the heck it is you want to use extra units for, you got the room for it. So those are the 2 civilizations, 2 elephant civilizations, if you want to classify them as such. And should be a fun matchup between these 2 players. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a fun matchup between these 2 players. Both of them have already clicked up to the next age off the back of the exact same villager population, about 25 seconds apart, which tells me one player has loom and one player does not. Looking at you, Mr. Viper. Let's take a look at the attack path between the 2 bases. What does the chessboard look like today on Arabia? Not terrible. A couple of low hills here and there, a forest in the center, a relic, as always seems to be the case lately, right in the dead center of the map. And I've got a bit of time before we head to the Bengali base, so let's take a look at the Burmese. Primary gold, nice and secure to the back, stone to the front. Both patches of extra gold, very exposed in the forward position, stone as well outside the campus, but not in the forward position, just exposed out in the middle of nowhere. What the heck is this? The Viper has been granted a an interesting defensive forest to the western portion of his base. Ooh, let's take a look. Where are the two villagers gonna go? 3, 2, 1. Out they pop. Immediately go to jack some wood. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that very frequently in Age of Empires, where the map gives you a defensive little area here. Okay, well, the Viper has himself a nice little contained area here to the rear of his base. Other forests are to the south, so not a terrible base in terms of walling off. Not the greatest in terms of where the extra gold is located. Hera has seen, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 main resources. Hasn't seen the rear gold just yet. Ooh, if he's expecting this forest to end somewhere south, he is going to be sorely disappointed. Let's let's keep an eye on this scout. Of course, right as I click the scout's vision, he stops moving south, and Hera stops exploring. For his part, our Bengali is already beginning to wall this off. Primary gold very exposed to the front, but a wall off already underway. Stone to the back, beautifully located. Additional gold and additional stone, and a jaguar in the forward position here. Very annoying. And where's your tertiary gold? Off to the bottom right. So both players have a few resources in the forward position. Both of them have one of their primaries in the back. Gold for our Burmese, stone for our Bengali. And it looks like the Viper is leaving the stone a little bit off campus at the moment, choosing to create kind of a funnel as opposed to a full wall off, whereas Hera has already begun walling himself. As we saw, and wait a second, there's not a fight that Hera wants to take here. I know you've got a loom, but still. These villagers take a bit of damage. 2 of them, I'm assuming, are going to get reallocated into farming duty as opposed to the more risky berry picking duty. No, maybe not. Maybe they're all just becoming lumberjacks for the day. Like a take your kid to work day for the lumberjack industry. More lumberjacks. So Hera's just basically waiting for the Viper to get the hell out of here so he can go back to picking his berries. And if he can't pick his berries, then I'm sure he'll reallocate his villagers elsewhere. The Viper, happy to oblige. Says, you know what? There's a little bit of an exit for me. Why the hell don't I just take it? Both players have some sizable armies here. First blood drawn by the Viper as he kills Hera's scout. But don't feel too bad. Hera has 3 more, as well as 3 more spearmen. And the Viper is just not leaving. Primary gold, unminable. As we saw, the secondary gold is out front, the tertiary gold off to the side. So Hera's not on any kind of gold at the moment. Neither is the Viper, to be fair, but that's mostly by choice because, yeah, now he's heading into the gold. Hera might want to just finish this wall off already so that the Viper can get the hell out of here and be done with this pressure. Otherwise, this is a really annoying press in here by our Burmese. Both players sitting at roughly similar villager counts, 28 to 30. Once the Viper completes training this last one. Ooh, exposed villager. Full health villager, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. And the Viper gets a second kill, and it is a villager and gets the hell out of dodge. Interesting wall-off location here for our Bengali. I often wonder when players do this, would it not be better to wall over here? So that at least you can jack the wood here without risk of getting attacked by any kind of ranged units. Maybe, maybe not. Whatever. I am definitely not going to be second guessing Hera's wall location and wall placement as somebody of 0 elo, questioning the current champion, the current highest elo player in the world. That would take some balls. That would take some cojones. As would attacking into this gold pile with any kind of cavalry, as 2 spearmen are jealously guarding this gold mine from the north and from the south. Hera, you might want to get some work done here. 2 more spearmen, 3 more spearmen guarding the entrance. The Viper does not want to deal with any of Hera's shenanigans, but Hera says, you know what? I'm on a horse. I move faster than you. Nana nana boo boo. And then he just runs in anyway, sees the gold, runs out. And gets a villager, just like that. Just like that. Picks off a villager, why the hell not? Hera gets his first kill of the game, also a villager. So, kill count still 2 to 1. Not the highest. Hera created himself a little bit of a, I don't know what to call this shape. Sock shape? Snake head shape? A Viper head shape? Whereas the Viper, again, not really walling. Kind of secured the rear of his base with a few wall-offs, but nothing really major at the moment. Both players heading up to Castle Age. Our Burmese in yellow will hit it about a minute, 45 seconds or so ahead of his opponent. And look at that, the Viper pokes in, picks on the weaker scout, gets the kill, but loses a scout of his own. And now we've got the good old-fashioned, hey, I'm going to try to lure you into a bunch of spearmen routine that the players love engaging into. Because you never know when one player might not be maybe paying attention fully, will lose a scout. And now the kill count has evened up, 3-3, both with one villager kill. And let's see, Tinkle Tinkle will go the spearman. This is not a battle the Viper might want to take here. He's outnumbered 4-3. Pardon me. Now it's Hera, who's outnumbered 5-4. So blue is running away from yellow. Yellow is chasing blue. Spearmen are chasing the scouts. Spearmen are chasing spearmen. Not perhaps the strongest units in the game. Won't kill each other as fast as possible. But I don't think the players are really that interested in engaging into one another. They are both very close to Castle Age. A second TC, a monastery immediately going up for our Burmese. Why the hell not? You know exactly where those relics are located. Not to say that Hera doesn't. How many relics has Hera seen? 1, 2, 3, 4. The only relic he hasn't seen is the one that's kind of close to his base. Okay. Third TC as well for our Burmese, who is now going the route of light cavalry. We'll see what Hera decides to do once he... Oh, where are the 2 free villagers? Oh, that sucks. I think they went to do construction projects here on the right side. Hera does not have the wood just yet for another town center, opting to go just like the Viper with a monastery first. Still players circling each other, stacking. I thought we got rid of this, but I guess in the definitive edition, the bugs are the only thing that's really definitive. Viper running around. Viper going to make sure that Hera isn't going to try to take these relics. And if he does, that there's a nice light cavalry unit there waiting. Hera also going light cavalry. So we're playing arena style today, ladies and gentlemen. With Doubt's game on arena, we were playing Rage Forest style. Now on Arabia with the Viper and Hera, we're playing arena style. We're going to have a relic contestation. Both players going up to 2 monks. Oh, a second goes by and one of those yellow monks already dies. So the Viper's down to 0 monks. That was very sour. He did not expect Hera's units to be there, obviously. Otherwise, he would have left maybe a bit of an honor guard to protect them. And look at this. The Spearman conga line continues. It's literally circumnavigating the entire flat earth that is Arabia. And where the hell are they going? Even light cavalry should be afraid to engage into spearmen. Light cavalry, FYI, without bloodlines just yet. Our Burmese, for his part, is housed, but has bloodlines. I don't know, one has nothing to do with the other. Just 2 things I wanted to point out. And here we go. Now the light cav are going to be providing a bit of a honor guard fan out. But no. No, another dead monk if Hera decides. I don't know why Hera was so hesitant there. He could have easily gotten that monk. Now Hera's getting trapped into the good old spearman trap. Tinkle Tinkle. They went 18 HP down. But Hera escapes unharmed. High ground with a monk on it. Should be enough to shoo away the Burmese army. Both players building very similar armies. Both players still at a 2 villager difference, 52 to 54. Army counts basically identical, 17 to 16. Army compositions basically identical. Both players have 9, 10 scouts, 4, 5 spearmen. And they continue to circle around each other. Are we going to get to see some kind of fast Imperial play? Now Hera is housed. What is going on with these players? He's going to be housed for a while, FYI, and he's finally getting bloodlines. And he's also getting Town Watch. Not exactly the Byzantines that get it for free. So you need to invest a few chicken nuggets into getting that upgrade. It's a food only, I believe. What is it? 75 food for Town Watch? Someone's going to have to engage at some point. I mean, this is not a game where you can win without killing things. You gotta kill. You gotta fight for the right, not to party, but to get the W. 2 relics returned to the Burmese monastery. 2 relics returned to the Bengali monastery. And now the last of the relics, the one that actually both players have seen. We'll see who gets that relic. Hera dive bombs in yet again, gets another villager. Will he get punished for it? Will he get punished for it? No. Man, when you get bloodlines, I mean, he can't escape. You saw that earlier. When you get bloodlines, you can dive bomb underneath TCs all the live long day. The extra 20 HP is such a powerful feature. But back home, oh my goodness. 2 monks, all of the spearmen. And the Viper all of a sudden takes a kill lead in the blink of an eye. And now he's going to go and explore. Hera has no choice but to return home. He's got nothing at home to defend against anything here. Is there a tree trunk in between these two structures that the Viper can't engage? I'm trying to click, but I keep clicking the university accidentally. Hera pounces on the spearman. It's going to cost him a scout or two. 1 scout, but he's got to clear them up nonetheless. The Viper's back with even more light cavalry. Let's see how Hera can defend against this. Finally, TC is going up. Yeah, there is a pile of wood there. That was keeping the Viper at bay. Will the monk get a conversion on the light cav? He does get a conversion on the light cav, but he dies immediately. Both players having their monk count reset. It looks like the Viper very slowly waddling this way with his monk. Did the villager just kill the monk? Oh my goodness, I apologize if I missed that. Looking at the slow yellow dot moving on the minimap, that was absolutely epic out of Hera. I mean, good job, but get back to work. There are no breaks. There's no lunch break, no smoke break in Age of Empires. There are no unions. You need to get back to work immediately. 5 town centers versus 4 town centers. Viper is ahead 1 villager. Viper has had his military count basically reset. He's added 2 knights, 2 light cav, and a monk. Hera has kept his light cav alive for a while. Man, is he good at babysitting. Man, is he good at healing up his units. And by the way, let's take a look at that monk so I can show you that +3 armor makes it a little bit harder to snipe. 1 more attack needed, I believe, from a light cavalry or a scout unit to kill it. Did Hera see the forward TC? No, he didn't. He did not see that. So he sees this, though. Yeah, to be fair, the Viper did bring that relic back about 2/3 of the way home. Unfortunately for him, he now has to plop down another 100 gold here to train another monk to bring that relic home. But to be fair, I don't see any monks from blue heading out anytime soon. So relic count should be 3-2 in favor of our Burmese in yellow. Let's take a look at stone count, because I'm sniffing something in the air that tells me castles are going to be coming up soon. Yeah, Hera's got 650. The Viper's got 300 with 10 villagers. So Hera's going to get a castle up first. And here we go. Where is it? It's a defensive castle right on the hill, and he's clicking up to Imperial as well. The Viper just needs a little bit more food. Did he suss this out? He did not suss this out. Hera pushes him away at the perfect time. So the Viper will not know that there's a castle there. 1 healthy scout to the north. Monk moves towards the relic, but no! Overkill much for 1 monk? Ouch. And any more monks on the training tab here up north? Nope. The Viper spends his resources going up to Imperial. So we've got light cav versus light cav. Look at the Viper keeping his opponent the hell out of here, out of this wood line. Beautiful micro as only the Viper can. Oh, and now Hera wants that relic. He brought his monks very far south. He tried to get it, but a pair of knights blocked the way. Okay, so the Viper is going to make Hera pay for this relic. How many light cavalry units does he have left? And I clicked. I'm not too sure why it took me there. Oh, it took me there in the middle because there's one of them all the way on the right side of the map. Now this is quite an honor guard. The question is, will it matter? Let's see how many whacks it takes. 1, 2, and a third instead of the usual 2. And he gets a second monk as well. So maybe Hera won't get this relic. Hera going up, by the way, to a second castle just north of here. And it looks like the Viper is adding a first castle, pardon me, himself. Hera abandons this location, but no yellow monk out just yet. Squires. Okay, our Burmese is going infantry, as our Bengali is going Rathas. Why the hell not? Okay. Well, there you go. You never know what the heck you're going to see. Handcart for Hera. Heavy plow for the Viper. Still no monks headed this way. And Hera's going to see... Ooh, not the first, but the second castle. I mean, if you're going... You know what I would love to see, actually? I would love to see a Rambai taking on Rathas. A Rambai and Rathas both suffer from the same weakness. The reason... One of the reasons that people hate... It looks like a villager got sniped here on the bottom next to the quarry. He's going to try to come back. But Hera's villagers are already prepared. They love tap and they kill. As I was saying, the Arambai and the Ratha both suffer from the same reason for hating them, which is that they have every armor class under the sun. They have archer, cavalry, cavalry archer, and unique. So they are susceptible to every single counter. I believe the Arambai has the exact same weakness. Now, the Arambai is absolutely not as expensive to upgrade as the Ratha. To get the Ratha's full strength, I think you need something like 14 or 15 upgrades. You need all the melee attack, all the ranged attack, then you need all the ranged armor. And then on top of that, you need a whole bunch of other things like bloodlines and husbandry and even Parthian tactics, right? You don't get anymore as the Bengalis. They removed it, but if I'm not mistaken, they removed Parthian tactics from the Bengali, but they gave the Ratha a natural bonus against spearman line units. Parthian tactic does two things, if you're not familiar with that particular upgrade. It adds armor to your cav archer, and it also adds an attack bonus against spearman line units. So the Rathas used to get that. The Bengalis, rather, used to get Parthian tactics, but then the developers took it away from them. Oh, and you also need pikes, which Hera has. So it's an expensive unit to upgrade all the way to the top to get to the penthouse, the elite level. And I mean elite, not the elite in the game. Elite like elite. Capital E, elite. Hera's trying to bust in through those houses to the south as the Viper is trying to run by Hera's forces in the rear of Hera's base. But he's getting a good amount of vision. Sees the big red castle. Dies. Looks like Hera has busted in. Okay, so our Burmese is going halberdier. So he thinks our Bengali is going some kind of melee cavalry. And remember, because we are an Imperial, these halberdiers come with a +3 attack boost. So even though he's only got forging, the Viper's halberdiers are at a +4 right now. Forging adds only +1, and then the natural civ bonus adds +3 more. But he's also getting chemistry. It's got to be for the castles, right? I don't understand what else, why else he would be getting chemistry, given his army composition right now. And this is kind of where the Burmese are a little bit screwed against the Ratha, right? One of the easiest, most reliable, most cost-effective counters to this chariot unit is the skirmisher. And unfortunately for the Burmese, they get shafted, no pun intended, when it comes to the skirmisher. It looks like Hera's attacking a castle to the rear of the Viper's base. Their skirmishers are, I mean, they have all the attack upgrades, but I believe they're the only civ, right? Missing the last 2 armor. They're like the Malay battle elephants missing the last 2 armor upgrades. The skirmishers don't even get the last 2 upgrades for the Burmese. And on top of that, they also don't get thumb ring. Thumb ring, by the way, another upgrade that does 2 things. Speeds up the attack and 100% accuracy against stationary units. But here's the thing about thumb ring. If you're not familiar with how it works for skirmishers, because it does apply to all archer units, but there's a little built-in nerf for skirmishers. It doesn't actually make them attack faster. It makes them attack faster and then automatically adds a delay to counterbalance that. So for skirmishers, thumb ring really only does one of 2 things, which is give them 100% accuracy against stationary units. So when the Rathas stop and fire. So I'm not surprised he's not going skirmishers. What I am surprised the Viper is not adding in is mana per cavalry. Although maybe you won't need it. Halberdiers are doing a fantastic job. His bombard cannons are here destroying trebuchets, but his castle is down. The Burmese with Manipur Cavalry will have +5 attack bonus against all archer units. And remember what I mentioned about the Ratha? Has literally every armor class under the sun, including archer. So all of a sudden, as the Burmese, you have access to Hussars with a, pardon me, I said +5, +4 attack bonus against Rathas. But to get to the, he does have the gold. He already has the light cavalry upgrade. 300 food, 300 gold is not an expensive upgrade. Then you have to pay the 600 gold to go up to Hussar. In any event, we'll see how the Halberdier plays out, because now, never mind, now they're still at just a +4. Why is the Viper not adding iron casting? Hera's parked his ass down here for the longest time. I keep seeing this blue dot, wondering what it's doing. He can't move out anymore. If he even if he tries to attack these villagers, the castle will kill him. The only thing he can do is try to attack the castle. The Viper is full on doubling down on trash right now. 30 Halberdiers. To be fair, the Rathas aren't exactly dodging and diving these Halberdiers. They're kind of just standing still. The forward lines with their melee attack, they do 20% trample damage, while the back range fires. And am I right about the +2? Yeah, they get naturally +2 against spearmen. I think the Viper is misusing, not using one of the most powerful features of the Burmese, which is the frickin' Manipur Cavalry upgrade. The developers loved it so much they made it a Castle Age upgrade instead of, it used to be an Imperial Age upgrade. Remember when they switched up Howdah and Manipur Cavalry? One used to be Imperial, one used to be Castle, and then they flippity-flopped it. There are a lot of Rathas. The Viper is at 160 population. The Bengali in blue is at 200. And the Viper just says, you know what? I can't do this. I can't keep streaming in Halberdiers left, right, and center. And he is starting to add skirmishers, or rather, where even is this one skirmisher? Oh, he's so hard to see with the buildings and the outline. Sometimes it's impossible almost. It's like, where's Waldo in Age of Empires? Like, if I remove the bar of the unit, bullshit, you can find this unit in like 5 seconds. Nobody will be able to find it. And anyway, I'm not going to keep complaining, but the Viper, unfortunately, was going skirmishers, it looks like, at the end of the day. But let me know what you think. Manipur Cavalry and Hussars would have done amazing against this army, no? The Pierce armor on a Hussar would pretty much nullify almost the entire attack of the Ratha, in ranged mode, I should say. Bloodlines, aside from missing paladins, the Burmese cavalry line is pristine. Bloodlines, husbandry, all the upgrades from the blacksmith and Hussars. He had the gold for Hussars a while ago. Oh my god, look at this. That's adorable. Look at this, a little casting couch action here. This one villager and a whole bunch of blue light cavalry units. I feel like Hussars would have been the better play here. Obviously, the more expensive play, but he did have the gold for it when I mentioned it. The Halberdier is a close second. Unfortunately, the Viper still needs iron casting and forging on these guys. You need that freaking attack boost as much as possible. That adds another 3 attack to an already 10 attacking unit. 13 attack plus then on top of that, remember all the damage to cavalry plus 32. So I get the instinct to go Halberdiers, but Halberdiers are just way too slow. And even without Parthian tactics, the developers did add back the Spearman +1, +2, +1 for the base model, +2 for the elite Spearman attack bonus. And oh my god, at the end of the day, we did see an Arambai. An Arambai that kills 2 of these light cavalry that were just hanging out here. So the Viper puts up a decent defense, did a decent job attacking initially, and then Hera just put on the gas and just went absolute bonkers with the build of the Rathas out of no fewer than 5 castles. 6th one is under construction. The Viper, unfortunately, I don't even know where his 2 bombard cannons are now. Oh, they're just gotten trained. So the 4 that he had initially died, he added 2 more, but now they're defenseless, they're naked. There's nothing to protect them except a few Halberdiers that are going to get absolutely wrecked here. And unfortunately, the Viper doesn't upgrade these. And Hera just has way too much mobility with this Ratha. So actually, let's take a look at how many upgrades the Hera got. He got all the attack, all the melee attack, all the ranged attack, all the ranged armor. He got husbandry. He got bloodlines. He got pikes. Oh, and at the end of the day, he also got Mahayana. Very cool. That's why with 150 villagers. So with 150 villagers, let's ignore the one monk. 150 villagers take up 135. So that's 15 extra population space. If you're wondering how the hell our Bengali has 150 villagers and 58 army. Wait a second, you're not the Goth. You don't get 210. No. It's because these villagers are all, they've all been put on a bit of a diet. So they've all lost 10% of their body mass, which means that they take up less space, eat up less food, and you can train a lot more of them if you wanted to. But what a fun game between the two. Again, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Should the Viper have gone Manipur Cavalry Hussars? Or even light cavalry, to be honest, as opposed to halberdiers. I get the inclination to go halberdiers. You get that free +3 attack. They do 32 damage bonus to cavalry. But the problem is they're slow. This is a unit. Not only is it have wheels, it also has eight horses' hooves to run the hell away from you and your giant pike. 160 halbs to 107 light cavs, 64 rathas, light cav as well. Knights made a brief appearance, killed a few monks and then died. And then monks for our Bengali in blue Hera with his usual PKPM above 200 at the 41-minute mark. The Viper close to 200 at the beginning of the game. And at the end of the day, I just want to see how many kills all the Rathas have, the surviving Rathas. 26 kills for you, 21 kills for you, so 47 kills for these 33 Rathas. This is not bad, not bad at all. Economies, our Bengali light years ahead. About 9,000, about 15% bigger economy. Hera did manage to get that last 5th relic, so he takes a 3-2 relic lead. Not the end of the day in terms of difference in gold, but an extra castle's worth of stone, about 3,000 gold, about 4,000 food, and wood count just 500. Not the end of the day in terms of wood count. 2 conversions to 0 for so many monks on the field, so few conversions. And the Viper didn't get a single conversion. The Viper didn't get a single raise either. Hera destroying 10 buildings at the end of the day. Kill count 222 to 136. 28 villager kills to 4. So again, even though the Viper had a fantastic start with that first villager kill, Hera evened it up. I mean, dive bombing in here with his scouts was pretty epic. And ever since the Rathas came out, it was just a rear action game from the Viper. He was just retreating a step back, a step back, a step back, until he finally just getting pushed into here. And we've got an absolute jumbled mess of units. Some of them are melee, some of them are actually, based on the picture, they're all actually ranged. Are you ranged as well? So why are there 2 different classes? Very weird. I'm not too sure sometimes why it shows 2 different groups, even though it's the exact same. They both appear to be in ranged mode. I thought maybe in melee, but it doesn't really matter. There are 33 Rathas on the field. And unfortunately, the Viper, even though he's got a decent army, it's mostly these halberdiers that are just going to now get one-shotted, picked off like fish in a barrel, especially as the reinforcements start streaming in one at a time. And unfortunately, where are you? Mr. Basic Skirmisher. No armor upgrades. No, I mean, it's just not a good skirmisher. Attack-wise, it's fantastic, but it's just not a good skirmisher. Doesn't have a lot of longevity on the field. And unfortunately, Hera, well, unfortunately for the Viper, Hera just overwhelms the battlefield with Rathas. This is still funny. Takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.